Hi, this is Paul from Outerloop Coaching and OuterloopCoaching.com. I'm with you in this video to talk about Spotify playlist scams and how to avoid them. These have become a plague, an absolute plague. I see them popping up all the time on the internet, and as soon as you know what you're looking for, you can see them from a mile away. Do not fall for these scams. All right, so the first thing I want to talk about is why Spotify playlisting is so important. This is missed by a lot of unsigned independent artists. It's not just about getting to the people who listen to that particular playlist on Spotify. What happens is that Spotify is controlled by an algorithm, a complicated math problem in the background of Spotify that takes your songs and you as an artist, and what it does is it feeds it through and then tries to figure out whether those songs or you as an artist is appropriate to the playlist that they are building automatically. And those playlists are absolutely key to getting the hundreds of thousands and millions of listens and streams on Spotify that you need to get the really, really huge audience and to get to the really great record deals, etc. So what you need to do in order to get onto those Spotify created algorithm designed playlists is that you need to trick the algorithm. And the way to do that is that you need to get onto lots and lots of playlists that are curated by real human beings. And what happens is that the algorithm sees that your song is getting streamed on this playlist and this playlist and this playlist with these artists on it as well. And now when it creates a playlist that has those other artists on it, it knows that you are similar and will bring your song or your songs onto those playlists as well. And that is one of the best keys to get onto those Spotify created playlists. So it's not just about the playlist itself, although that's helpful. When you get onto a playlist that's getting lots and lots of monthly listens, you are going to turn on new people, and the better your song, the more fans you're going to get from that playlist. So it has that first primary effect of developing new fans by getting them to hear your song, and then the secondary effect of the Spotify algorithm. That's why the playlists are so important. So first tip is do not ever pay anything for a single playlist edition. So don't pay anybody just to get your song on their playlist. I don't care if their playlist gets 100,000, 500,000 listens every single week. It doesn't matter. Make sure that you're not paying for a single playlist edition. It's a waste, and usually it's a scam. And what's usually happening is these playlists that do get lots and lots of streams, they're going to build themselves up, and then will get shut down because this is not something that Spotify allows. And when Spotify finds out about it, it is over for that playlist and that curator. And you do not want to be the one who forked over, let's say, $50 to get added to a playlist, and then boom, Spotify drops the hammer and you're out $50 and you never got that playlist edition. Not to mention that if the algorithm somehow associates you with that sort of playlist, it may be a negative. It may be a negative. We don't know how the Spotify algorithm works. It's just not worth the risk. Pull up your sleeves, do the hard work of reaching out to curators who are going to add you to their playlist because they love your stuff. Just make that effort every single day until you start getting the really, really big numbers, or until you've discovered that your song or your songs just aren't yet good enough to turn people on. All right, so playlist services. There are companies out there or people out there, and what they do is they've gotten really, really good at doing that hard work of reaching out to Spotify playlist curators and getting songs added to there. They know who these people are. They've perhaps communicated with them in the past, and they know how to word the email or the note through social media in order to contact them in order to get their songs added, and they'll represent your songs. Get referrals before you work with any of them. There are some people out there who are great at it, and there are some who just claim that they're good at it but don't have a track record yet of success. Not to mention that if you are, say, a punk band and you are working with a playlist service that is specializing in, let's say, rap or urban music, that may not be a good fit. All the connections that they have may be in that community and that genre, and your song's just not going to fit. You might need to stay inside your genre to find a really good fit for playlist services. And that works the opposite way as well. Now, there are times when there are some genres that will be really interested in something a little different to add to their playlist in order to kind of keep things interesting for the listener. But even in those cases, it's going to be much more advantageous for you to stick with a playlist service that is really good at your genre. But get a referral. So what do you need to do to get a referral? If you reach out to or you see an ad for a company that's claiming they can do this for you, ask them for referrals and then go do your research. Look at their Spotify page. Find out where were they. Try to do some investigating and find out, like, how fast did they actually build, and then reach out to that artist and contact them and say, hey, you know, be honest, you really want to work with this playlist service company? Did they like their experience? Was it worth the money? Would they do it again? There are some people who are absolutely in love with their playlist services, and the only reason they might not tell you to work with them is that because they don't want too many people to know how great it is and have the rates go up. That is not usually going to be the response. If they love their playlist service, they will let you know. So reach out to them and ask around. Ask around. If there are artists in your local market or in your network who have really huge Spotify streams, have great Spotify follower counts, that sort of thing, ask them, hey, did you use a playlist service? Some of them will, you know, look down their shoes and, you know, go, yeah, we did. Because everybody likes to think that they do it 100% organically, but oftentimes it is using a playlist service. And then ask them, did you like the experience? Same thing. Is it worth the money? Would you do it again? Can you give me a contact there that I can reach out to? Playlist services can become expensive because it's really hard work to do it. I certainly recommend that you try doing it yourself for at least a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Reach out to 50, 75, 100 playlist curators before you reach out to a playlist service, just so that you can get a sense as to what it is that they do, how they do it, and they can build on what you've done so far. And you might find that you really love it, and before you know it, you're a playlist service yourself. So this is Paul from Outerloop Coaching, outerloopcoaching.com. I'll see you in the next video.